Hey, this is Chad with Dad Rolls Initiative. This whole channel is built around the idea of what happens when a dad decides to be a dungeon master for his kids. And between the three of us, we're going to kind of learn Dungeons and Dragons on the fly and see what happens. Kind of an adventure within an adventure. That's what this channel is all about. So we've got gear reviews. We'll talk about the game itself. We'll talk about kind of the learning curve to get here. But ultimately, if that's the sort of thing that kind of interests you, definitely subscribe, hit that bell so you get notifications every time we upload a new video. And if this particular video interests you, absolutely like it. That helps us out. Or leave a comment below. Also helps us out. Now, what I wanted to talk to you about, and anybody who's been paying attention to this channel for any amount of time knows I have been all in on all of this stuff. I've bought way too much, way too fast, and I wanted to talk to you about my first delivery from Beadle and Grimm's, which is this really amazing site that does kind of super high value versions of the story. So they kind of give you all the extras. They build it out. They make essentially versions of starter kits, but for the more advanced stories, for the more advanced compendiums and books and all that sort of stuff. So it's just a very nice version of whatever that is. So I wanted to walk you through my first delivery from them. Now, this will not be a review of the items themselves, just because I got to dig into those a little bit more, and I think that each one of them kind of deserves its own video. If there's anything specifically you want to know, leave a comment down below and we'll go through it. So for the first item that I got that I'm super excited about, it's the Game Master's Journal. Now they've got player books and Game Master books, and it essentially just kind of runs you through how to create your own campaign, like the things you're going to need, the NPCs, the different worlds, the different motivators, all that sort of stuff is in this book. And I've got maybe a half dozen of others. So far, I like this one perhaps the best. And that's just kind of like really quickly skimming through it. Not a word has been written in any of them, but this is actually a really, really nice book and kind of hits the same value as most of the others. So on that front, that's kind of already a win. But that's a really nice buy there, and sadly one of the cheapest parts of what I bought. The second thing that I got was the Forgotten Realms kit. So this comes with extra maps. It comes with kind of like little tokens and trinkets that follow along with the story, but it's kind of built out to go along with that specific story or those stories and really flesh it out a little bit, give you a little bit more to go along with that story. The next thing that I got was the Dragon Delves box, and same sort of thing, right? Like, so there's extra kind of embellishments and tokens and trinkets and maps and things that go along in here that help out your story to make it a little bit more advanced than if you just got the books alone. Now the Dragon Delves box has the booklets included in there. It's kind of broken apart in different pieces, makes it a little bit easier to manage and so on, instead of carrying the big hardcovers around. But essentially, this is kind of its own version of a starter kit, also in the sense that it has everything that you need to get moving on that adventure itself, which is a little bit different than the Forgotten Realms box, which you still need to get the hardcovers of the story to be able to fully kind of flesh it out and understand what that's in there. So that's just kind of an addition to the books. This one is complete without the books. It's already all in there. It's all encapsulated, big red bow on it, ready to go. The last thing that I got, and maybe the one that I'm most excited about, is the Tyranny of Dragons box. Now this one is super extensive. This has got everything plus. So this has got all of the stories, everything that you need, all the booklets, everything is in here, along with minis, maps, different tokens, trinkets, cards, just everything to run that adventure is in that box, or is in the boxes that come along with it, including the map vault. So it's got a bunch of maps that go along with the story that is in there. And then you've got a box of minis that go along with that as well. Now, at some point, I'm hoping to rip that whole thing apart. And I'll tell you, it has been very difficult over the last 3 days not to tear it all apart and get a good look at everything that's in there, because it's just so much stuff that comes along on that one. Now, I will tell you very honestly, all of these are very expensive. Even in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, where some things are super elevated and not, but these things are hundreds of dollars a piece to be able to have, and unless you were kind of fully invested, unless you were kind of fully involved, or like really interested in doing this, or just completely committed like I am, it's a big expense. So the reason that I got all of it at once is because my big worry was that this stuff seems to be super popular and sometimes sells out, and I don't want to get to that point down the line where I'm actually interested in it and it's not available. So I figured I'd rather just get it now, and hopefully we'll kind of work our way over to those things, because again, it's super, super nice stuff. Just it seems to build so much into the game and what's really going to be available to you to utilize, to branch out that story, or to explode that story, or to make it even more immersive. And I really like that idea. I thought that was kind of cool. Little things that you can give your players as they go along. When they receive a necklace or a trinket in the game, you'll actually give them that trinket, which just seems awesome and interactive enough. I think that it would really appeal to kids. Maybe it does to adults too, I don't know, but I can see my kids getting really into that. So that's why I got all that stuff. Again, I'm not going to break this stuff apart now. Not going to be a part of this video, but I just wanted you to see what that initial Beadle and Grimm delivery looked like. And then we'll be doing subsequent videos down the line to kind of break them all apart and talk about each individual adventure and what that looks like and what's available and kind of what things are hit and miss in there also. And maybe what you should buy or could buy or might be interested in buy, or where it fits. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, definitely subscribe to the channel. But thank you very much for seeing this. I'm super excited about all this stuff. I can't wait to kind of break into it. I've got another session going tomorrow with the boys. We're still doing the Heroes on the Borderlands starter kit, and they're having a great time. We're doing like 1.5-hour sessions now, maybe 2 hours if we're really pushing it. And they seem to be enjoying. They're getting more into it. They're asking the right questions, so they seem to be kind of growing as far as players. And I'm growing as a DM a little bit. I'm getting better at descriptions and embellishments and adding all that extra stuff in there. So it's getting to be a lot of fun. So if you want to follow along, definitely continue. I appreciate all the subscribers that have come out already. It's been great. Anybody who comments, I'm going to try and get an answer back to you. If you have questions, let me know. If you want to just give a hooray or I'm in the same fight, awesome. Love to hear that as well. Otherwise, definitely hang out. We'll see you in the next video.